In my previous videos, I suggested writing about the things that you love to see, hear, touch, taste and smell. I also invited you to write about a special place from memory or imagination, a nurturing, creative space where you can find peace and healing. As Joseph Campbell, the writer, teacher and mythologist wrote, "Your sacred space is where you can find yourself again and again." This is not unlike the inner citadel of Stoic philosophy, a refuge from which to draw strength and stability in a turbulent world. Lastly, I looked at the power of poetic language in the writing of others and in our own writing. So let's go a little deeper into poetry now. Indigenous people have used poetry in its first pure form of chanting, prayers and spells, in invocation and healing rituals throughout our human history. Ancient languages such as Sanskrit and Pali still retain power in mantra, vibrating the air, resonating and reconnecting a fragmented psyche with the whole. The mantra translated as the jewel in the lotus, is a well-known example. In the Western tradition, sacred texts have been transmitted through plain song, and today we can still experience calm from listening to Gregorian chant. Going back to ancient times, the Celtic fillet or poet was a revered member of the tribe above the bard, able to plumb the depths of human experience and to reach beyond into the world of spirit, bringing back teachings and keeping alive tribal history. This is the framework of a Celtic prayer with ancient origins. Deep peace of the running wave to you, deep peace of the flowing air to you, deep peace of the quiet earth to you, deep peace of the shining stars to you. Its rhythm, repetition and imagery of the four elements combine to create a feeling of serenity. At a challenging time in your life, you may have come across a poem which was able to express the feelings you could not, which allowed your heart to open with its truth, its sadness, its beauty. It can be a revelation that others have felt as you do. This happened to me when I first read the romantic poet John Keats's Ode to a Nightingale. The voice I hear this passing night was heard in ancient days, the same that oft times hath charmed magic casements, opening on the foam of perilous seas in fairylands forlorn. Such poetry can help us integrate our pain into the life that we have. It can offer new perspectives or present ways forward. Of course, there's no magic answer. John Keats reflected deeply on this and he wrote, "Do you not see how necessary a world of pains is, to school an intelligence and make it a soul?" Despite his struggles, Keats found ways to experience joy, comfort, meaning and beauty in the face of personal suffering and ill health, and left us a rich legacy. Joseph Campbell reinforces the idea which Keats called the veil of soul-making. Campbell said, "It is by going down into the abyss that we recover the treasures of life. Where you stumble, there lies your treasure. By facing our own dark night or our fears, we can arrive at a deep understanding of the very nature of our existence. This, in turn, can lead to a renewed sense of purpose and meaning in our lives, and ultimately to healing." The American poet Mary Oliver observed wild geese in flight, heading home. She wrote, "Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things." The poem tells us, you are not alone, you belong here. Such a poem can act as a catalyst from which we can gain insight into our own challenges and demons. From such a poem, we may be inspired to write poetry of our own. Writing from the heart, we discover our words have a rhythm of their own, however subtle. Rhythm, repetition, and arrangement of words on the page. Even its discord and dissonance have meaning. It can hold, channel, and direct emotion. Poetic form can create order, replace harmony, and restore balance. Poetry is a medium through which we can bring our deepest fears into being, and when we are ready, share them with others. This happened to the poet Siegfried Sassoon. After experiencing unimaginable horrors during his military service in World War I, he awoke one night and this poem came to him all of a piece, a spontaneous rush and flow of feeling, a healing poem. Everyone suddenly burst out singing, and I was filled with such delight, as prisoned birds must find in freedom, winging wildly across the white orchards and dark green fields, on and out of sight. Everyone's voice was suddenly lifted, and beauty came like the setting sun. My heart was shaken with tears, and horror drifted away. Oh, but everyone was a bird, and the song was wordless. The singing will never be done. We are no longer an oral people. In our fractured society, we must make our own creative journey to the imagination, carrying with us our unique experience of the world to the place where we can reclaim our own poetry. In my next video, I invite you to join me to look at some examples of how poetry has been used through the ages to arm and protect against the uncertainties and storms of life, and how we can do this for ourselves using language, sound, structure, and poetic devices such as metaphor. I will finish with the first thing I ever read as a child, which made me think about the use of poetry as a healing medicine. The Wind in the Willows, Chapter 9. Presently the tactful mole slipped away and returned with a pencil and a few half sheets of paper, which he placed on the table at his friend's elbow. "It's quite a long time since you did any poetry," he remarked. "You might have a try at it this evening instead of, brooding over things so much. I've an idea you'll feel a lot better when you've got something jotted down, even if it's only just the rhymes." The rat pushed the paper away from him wearily, but the discreet mole took occasion to leave the room, and when he peeped in again some time later, the rat was absorbed and deaf to the world, alternately scribbling and sucking on the top of his pencil. It is true that he sucked a good deal more than he scribbled, but it was a joy to the mole to know that the cure had at least begun.